Hey there folks, Fang here, and I just want to make another ideas video as I really like making these, and I wanted to talk today about the Marvel Cinematic Universe. Now I know that the Marvel Cinematic Universe has been on a bit of a downturn as of late, as we've seen more flops than usual, and we've been getting only a few highlights out of it, like the Spider-Man No Way Home film and Guardians of the Galaxy 3. But I still like the Marvel Cinematic Universe as a whole in terms of it as an idea, and I want to see it grow and develop. And I want to talk about my idea for what essentially would be a season of What If, the Marvel Cinematic Universe show that discusses alternate scenarios, as I feel like that would be an interesting place to explore this topic, as you can keep it in this show if it doesn't really work, but if it does work, we can maybe expand upon this and maybe bring it into the actual MCU and explore it through maybe some even live action stories. But anyways, I'll get to the idea now. So I basically want to explore what if the other half of the universe disappeared when Thanos snapped his fingers, as I feel like this would lead to a more darker universe, as you lose out on Tony Stark and Ant-Man, who were the reason why the Avengers were able to time travel back in time to retrieve the stones and revert Thanos' plan. And so without them, I feel like the world would be in a darker place and it would still remain blipped. So we'd see the ramifications of this, and I feel like there's a lot of potential stories that we could explore through this sort of universe, and I'm going to go through a few of my ideas here. So my first idea is that instead of having a fat Thor, we would have a fat Peter Quill. Alright, let me explain. So essentially I want to explore the idea of the Guardians of the Galaxy coping with the loss of their members like Rocket, Nebula, and Gamora especially. And I want to see them having to deal with problems across the galaxy, as I feel like the galaxy would be a much dangerous place, as keep in mind, I believe Captain Marvel would also be eliminated from this due to the blip, and so the galaxy would be a much harder place as more criminals would arise and more threats. And so we'd see the Guardians of the Galaxy dealing with these problems, but also dealing with the trauma and the loss of their teammates. And I feel like this would be a very interesting subject, as in Guardians of the Galaxy 3 we kind of get this, but we kind of also don't, as Gamora is still kind of alive in that, but in a sort of weird way. But yeah, want to explore that idea, and it could be like a sort of like dark comedy in a way. Alright, now on to my next idea. So in this other universe, we lose a lot of the heavy hitters in the MCU, like Captain America, Iron Man, Thor, and Hulk. And so I feel like a lot of newer threats would pop up out of the blue. And one of these threats that I want to explore is the idea of Victor Von Doom being the leader of Latveria, and he's now rising in power as the Avengers aren't really around, at least like the most powerful ones. And so he's like rising and becoming a newer threat in the world, and you'd see maybe S.H.I.E.L.D. trying to create their own better heroes, like newer heroes. And this could lead into some scenarios involving maybe the creation of the Fantastic Four in order to combat Doctor Doom, or maybe we could see the invention of the mutants and thus the creation of the X-Men, as maybe some scientist out there tries to create newer heroes and releases some radiation out there in the world, and that leads to the creation of the mutant race. And my third and final idea is sort of related to my previous idea, as I want to see how these characters, like if they can somehow travel the multiverse, reach our own original 616, I believe it is, universe, and interact with those heroes. And I feel like that would be a great way to introduce both the X-Men as well as the Fantastic Four to our Avengers team, and we can see how they interact with maybe Doctor Doom coming into their world too, as I can also emphasize the multiverse storyline. And I don't know, those are just like my ideas on it. If you guys have your own thoughts on this idea or want to develop it further, I would love to hear that in the comments below. And like and subscribe if you've gone this far, as I would be really appreciated. And I think that should be it. Anyways, thank you guys for listening, and bye.